Hello YouTube! Welcome to another project video. Christmas is just around the corner and that's why I want to make a 6-part series on how to craft such a simple but wonderful Christmas tree. The material you need you find in the forest and the only tool you need is such a Swiss Army knife. In my case this is a Victorinox Huntsman. In today's episode I want to tell you something about the concept behind this script and I want to show you how to craft the barn and the environment. The nativity scene I want to teach you in this series contain a cow, a sheep, a donkey, Mary and Jesus and Joseph, and a barn, the whole environment. If you want to extend this with a star, with a camel, with the 3 kings or whatever, feel free. Normally, it's very difficult to carve such figurines in 3D. You need a lot of practice and you need super good carving skills. But we want to simplify these figurines that much that everyone who is not totally talentless in manual work should be able to carve it. We will simplify the characters in that way that we don't carve any limbs. That means no arms, no legs, no hands, no feet, no fingers, nothing. The body is more or less just the natural shape from a branch. We concentrate much more on the shape of the head and on the specific parts of a character. For example, the horns of a cow, or the ears from a donkey, or the fur from a sheep. The aim is that a 5-year-old child recognizes immediately which character this is. And don't forget, less is often more. To whittle the different nativity scene characters direct in a branch like this is super difficult. Much more simpler is if you draw it first, because then you have something like a template for compare the dimensions and proportions. And now I want to show you a fantastic trick how you can draw these different figurines. These are all nativity scene figurines we will carve. Before we start with the carving work, we have to learn to draw them, because if you are not able to draw them, you will be not able to whittle them. This is an ox or a cow, this is a donkey, this is a sheep, this is Mary with Jesus in her arms, and this is Joseph with his shepherd's crook. Let's have a look first at the animals. If you want to carve one of those animals out of a straight stick with just a Swiss Army knife, it's much easier if back, neck and head are in one line. Like this, you can save a lot of work and a lot of time. Here is my trick that the proportions of the animals and the humans are more or less correct. This trick will help a lot that you become able to draw and whittling the figurines. The whole length of the animals we're gonna carve for our nativity scene has always 3 circles. The torso has 2 circles, head and neck is another circle. The face circle has half the diameter of the head circle and is located in the upper part of the head circle. This proportion rule is applicable for all animals on this paper and also for humans. The only exception is Mary. She is smaller than 3 circles because she is sneeing. How to draw the individual figurines and their specific identifying features I show you in the following 5 videos. Every week I upload 2 videos. The upload dates you can find in the description box. So, this is what I wanted to tell you, or I wanted to show you about the simplified concept of the nativity scene figurines. Now, we start with the barn and the environment. Let's go! As base, I used a piece of an insulation plate, but you can also take a wooden board. To build the barn, I collected a few pieces of bark which I had to trim with the wood saw. In order to stabilize my bark construction, I made a few fixing points with hot glue. I stuffed the gaps between the bark with moss. The landscape around the barn I made also with moss. I improvised a fire pit with a LED tea light candle, pebbles and some jar pieces of wood. I covered the bottom of the barn with sawdust. I made also a pile of wood and a pile of hay as decorative elements. For a little bit more light in the barn, I glued an LED candle behind the two piles. That the figurines have a more stable stand, I glued the straw bed Mary and Joseph onto a piece of cardboard. As trees, I used finely branched branches from trees or bushes. How I whittle, Mary, Joseph, ox, sheep and donkey, I show you in the next 5 videos. So, the barn and the landscape around the barn is done. The next video will be exciting. I'm going to show you how to draw and how to whittle such a cow with the concept I explained you right before. And the upload dates from the next videos from this series you can see in the description box below. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to watch the next episode and see you next time. Ciao!